AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
To all RJ Digi TV viewers, you can also watch us on YouTube channel RJ Digi TV. Just go to YouTube, type RJ space Digi TV, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and get your daily dose of your favorite programs. Thank you for watching RJ Digi TV. You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 a.m. or on YouTube, channel RJAM News. To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
Alright, annyeonghaseyo. Yes, a K-drama fan here is back, right? I am really loving Law School, and I'm really recommending that you guys go and see it. It's very cleverly written. So after the show, I suggest you go to Netflix and search Law School and then start watching it tonight and binge. Okay, but anyway, before that, a happy Saturday to everyone. Sending prayers, of course, of peace and healing to the parts of the world that need it, that need these. So if kayo, isa kayo dito, may healing and peace, of course, be in your hearts and in your lives. Diba? In the meantime, it's another Saturday, and you know what that means. That means it's another episode of Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas show. And of course, we air live here from DZRJ, 8:10 a.m., 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. lang po. So that's 1 hour of talking to your inner greats, okay? You can also catch us at TV Plus boxes and our YouTube channel, that's RJ News PH. So just CLC, click like and comment and subscribe then, okay? So we hope that you continue to make DZRJ 8:10 a.m. and this show great and unstoppable. And if you do, thank you in advance, okay? So, circling back to my K-drama love, have you seen Law School? Grabe, sobrang clever na talaga. And that's one of the things that I love about the K-drama writers. Not only do they make clever storylines, but they really make it a human interest piece, and they make the Korean values and culture truly admirable and kainggit-inggit, diba? Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought that I would be falling in love with Korea just because of K-drama? So all roads now after the pandemic lead to Korea. So I plan to stay there for months on end until I can really absorb everything that's Korean. So now I understand them when we used to see them in Boracay, and they walk in. They like twinning. They wear the same shirts, or or the same color coordination. I didn't used to understand that, but now I do, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so but anyway, this Law School K-drama is set in a hand-cooked University Mock Law School. So here, they do mock trials of actual cases that happened. Okay? But then, here, meron siyang twist. So, hindi ko naman siya ikukwento sa inyo lahat. I just want you to see how clever it is. So, here, there's a twist because someone got murdered in the campus. And the suspect is... Tadan! Panoorin nyo na lang and then kwentuhan nyo ko next week. But I love it because it's like whodunit, LA Law, and K-drama vibes combined. Kaya sobrang ganda niya talaga. Watch it and then come back to me. Okay? But then there's another one and I'm scrolling for segments that I could just share here, di ba, before we go to a conversation. Syempre, I went and Googled, and maybe the algorithm already knows that I really love K-drama because the first thing that I saw there was Vincenzo. So if you're also a K-drama fan or not yet, you can also start with Vincenzo. This is another story, but I have not finished it kasi, how haven't I finished? Because when I started watching Vincenzo, I think they only had 3 or 4 episodes. So I don't like getting bitten. I don't like I want to be able to marathon the whole season in one sitting, okay? Or at the get-go, as they say all the time there, at the beginning, I want it all I want all the series complete already there. But this one, how true is this? Okay, K-drama fans, please. Please confirm with me how true is this. I just read that Vincenzo season 2 that they are being renewed and that they are already talking about the release date. Yeah. So syempre, aside from this, I really look forward to long seasons, right? And but unfortunately, there are only a few K dramas with 52 episodes. 52 episodes. That's my kind of K drama, and most of them are just 16 or 15, so it's kind of bitten. So if they are talking season 2 for Vincenzo, I hope they also start talking season 2 for Crash Landing on You, Memories of Alhambra, One Spring Night, Something in the Rain, and all other 60K dramas that I have seen since last ECQ, since the ECQ started. O, diba? Watch it, guys, and you really can tell a marked difference how different their culture is in our culture, and you will want to also have that same honor, have that same integrity, have that same value, have that same virtue. And interesting enough, they are many of the K dramas that I have seen are actually Christian, right? But even if they are Christian, Catholic, or whatever religion that they have there, the fact of the matter is they are when you see there, they actually live the principles of being being a good in a person, okay, being a good human being. So that's enough, diba? That's whatever religion is asking for. That's actually whatever teachings other religions have. At the end of the day, we have to practice and be that good human being that we were, I think, designed to be. So that's why I love the K-drama. So to everyone who's out there, please let me know if Vincenzo will indeed have a second season and when is the scheduled release date. So maybe that's gonna be like, if Vincenzo started a month and a half ago or 2.5 months ago, so that's gonna be around March. So March of next year. I can wait. That's just a shoot. I think that's just 9 months to go. So I can really, 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 really wait. So anyway, i-hashtag na lang natin yan. I just wrote it here. Hashtag K-drama pa more. Okay? So, but before we go on any further, let's move away from my K-drama love. Right, and let's talk. I want before we proceed to our convo, I just want to address this. Sa mga those to anyone who is adding me in Facebook that I just want you to know that I really appreciate it, but I really separate my private life and my media life. That way, guys, we don't build expectations from each other, especially ako. I belong to an industry whose business is to sell business. And it makes many uncomfortable. In fact, it challenges even the simplest integrity and values of every individual, di ba? So ayoko naman later on na scene zoners kayo, di ba? Kayo pa yung I don't like din na eventually kayo rin yung mapapahiya sa I don't like that. I don't like setting up anyone for failure or mistakes. So at the same time, I also don't like getting disappointed, and believe me, you guys also don't want to feel pressured. So it's best for me to keep my media and private life separate. I hope you really do understand that, and if and when you do, maraming salamat po. Okay? So yun lang po. So anyway, moving forward, okay, I want to share another story with you, and I think I have shared this with you a couple of months back, but today it is this week it is actually one also of the lessons that have continue to repeat, because I see it often in our industry and also in my organization. So this is uh, I'm uh, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but this is the story of the two wolves. Okay, so the two wolves. Okay, there is a Cherokee Indian legend that summarizes the greatest battles that go on in our lives. So the good one, diba, and the bad one, and it goes something like this. One day, a Cherokee Indian grandfather was teaching a lesson to his grandson, and he goes, there is a battle that is going on inside me. It's a terrible fight between the two wolves inside. One is evil and one is good. And every day they fight. The evil one is angry, selfish, a coward. It is envious. It's greed. It lies. It is insecurity, resentment, self-pity, arrogance, and inferiority, false hope, and ego. Okay, so that's the other wolf. And he said, the good one is love, joy, kindness, hope, generosity, compassion, truth, and faith. Then the grandson thought about the story for a moment and then asked his grandpa, which one will win? And the Cherokee only replied, the one you feed. Ang ganda, di ba? I never get tired of this story. Every time I see it, it speaks and or resonates with me all the time, because I also go through that. I also have my demons and dramas that I fight every day, especially when I am going for my goals and I am going for my dreams, diba? Or so every day I hear this the minute I wake up, because my first goal in the mornings, for example, to hit the gym right away, and or to stick to my schedule and not to entertain my tamaditis. Especially me, because I have the remote just beside me every time I wake up, so I can easily just turn on and go to Netflix and watch my K dramas or just binge on them. So every single moment and every single day, I have to battle that demon inside of me so that I can win over it. And the good news about it is that, you know what, your evil wolf or your demons and dramas, you can actually beat them. So, but the reason why I brought it up though is that every day, guys, in my business, I need about 90% to feed their evil wolves. That's why many, okay, are trapped in their own failing life story. Diba? They're not able to write the greatest chapter, many great chapters of their lives. You see that there are many who are either in wrong relationships, many have low self-perception and low self-esteem, or are depressed. Many are living from paycheck to paycheck, or in debt, or worse, bankrupt, or living in poverty, or many are actually unhappy or with their work and their career, and unhappy with the way their lives are going. So you have to check that, because many of those things is not because the circumstances brought us there. many times it's us. So here's the difference. There is the 1% and 5% also. They have more options in their lives and are able to help more and more, diba? They are happier too in most cases and more pleased with their contributions to the world. So if you look at it, diba, there's a saying that the view from the top is the view from the top is great, or it's lonely at the top kasi konti lang talaga yung nasa 1%. But can you imagine if all of us are there and viewing greatness from the top, diba? Looking at the greatness in our lives, what you will see is not only greatness but blessings, how they all happened when diba? When we beat our evil wolves inside of us. So ang tanong ko sa inyo guys, diba? Which one are you? Are you the 90%? Or are you 90 to 95%? Or are you the 1 to 5% individuals who are able to make a difference? Okay? Siyempre, di ba, i-hashtag na natin dyan. Ang sagot natin dyan ay hashtag good wolf. Okay? So, medyo maaga pa. It's only 7:15. Wait lang. Where did I go? Hold on. I think. Now, it's time to go to our conversation. So, tama-tama, I was looking for a conversation that I would want to share with you today. And when I was brushing my teeth and thinking, what am I going to share with my viewers? Diba? What is the added value that I want to give them? And then from that thought, napunta na siya sa what day is it today? Saturday, and then June 12. Aha moment, Independence Day. So today is Independence Day, June 12. So historically, if you want to know the significance of that, you can go and read it at Esquire Money for an easy read and interesting explanation of why June 12 became our Independence Day instead of the one proclaimed later on, July 4. Okay? So my convo though is about, diba? It's still independence, but it's about the real meaning of applied freedom in our lives. So connect na natin yan, di ba? So the question that we must answer is this: are we truly free? So here are 5 clues, okay? 5 clues that says the 5 clues to freedom. Okay? So if you have all of these things all at once, wow, I am so sure that you are one of those who are happier, diba? Who are happier and have more great life experiences, not only you but also your family. So, diba? Kainggit-inggit kayo, diba? You are the North Star for most of us, for many of us, including me. Okay? So, may clue ba kayo what they are? What are these 5 freedom? Diba? 5 clues to freedom. So, if meron, of course, yahoo, palakpakan nyo yung sarili nyo. If wala naman, yehey naman, diba? Because we have clues, right? We may know what these 5 clues to freedom is, but wala namang freedom. So, it's still useless. So, quits lang. Diba? With the one na walang clue. Okay? So, tama. Diba? Because many of us just know, but our lives are still here. So, that's still the same as the one who's clueless. Diba? Who knows? Maybe the clueless, once they find out what these 5 clues to freedom are, baka sila pa yung mas mabilis. Diba? Because they applied it right away. They followed it right away. And they made it their inner compass to get to this freedom. Okay? So, did you know, guys, that true happiness is synonymous actually to the meaning of true freedom? So take note. True happiness is synonymous to the meaning of true freedom. Happiness is not fleeting joy. It's not because one day you are in a beach, di ba, na nakakapagbakasyon ka. Hindi yun. Tapos after mo, babalik ka ng Manila, di ba? You only have a memory of that beach and then that's it. That's fleeting joy. When you go retail therapy and you don't know how to, what aspect of retail therapy is as part of the whole sum, right? And then after your retail therapy, you go home and then you cry again. If you're happy during the shopping moment and then you cry after, that's fleeting joy. So many of us only experience fleeting joy, but not 24/7 happiness, not 24/7 freedom. Okay? So think about it. Because we all want to be free from our burdens. We all want to be able to do the things we want. Tama? I'm sure. Right? And we want to be able to give to our families, our loved ones, even to others without being limited or even sometimes without being asked, diba? We all want to become great or build a legacy. And but sadly, these things often translate to the simplest. So we just want to we want to become healthy. We want to be able to give the best to our family. We want to be able to do the things like travel or follow our passion. Kaya lang, yun nga, most of us don't have freedom to do that. Okay? Okay, so we are limited as we live and bound daily in these limitations. We become trapped and unhappy. And then when that happens, we lose the real meaning of or the real being. So I want to give you a look to the future and possibly have starting, but you gotta start today. Pwede naman later, kaya you still, why are you going to stall your happiness, diba? It doesn't make sense. So, what are these baselines that if we recognize them in our lives can potentially set us off towards our destiny, can potentially set us off to work, diba, on building them and creating them in our lives, manifesting them into our reality. Basta legal, moral, ethical. Okay? Yung mga illegal, immoral, ethical, yun yung mga mahihinang nilalang. Pero pwede pa rin naman silang maging angels, di ba? Pwede pa rin silang maging angels. Ewan, categorically speaking, basta walang sinaktan na human being, alam nyo na yun. So anyway, what are these 5 clues to freedom? First, time. So time is the most valuable commodity. We all know that, diba? We all hear that once time passes, we can no longer bring it back. In fact, in the movie that I was watching, and I now recognize to be really, really true, time is actually money. Diba? So if we want to hurry up to our meeting, instead of commuting, we choose Grab. Diba? So time is money. If let's say we're in a hurry and we want to go to work right away, so we skip preparing our baon and we decide papa-order na lang ako ng Jollibee. Diba? So that's money. That's also money. So anything that we exchange for time is costly. That's why it's very valuable. So as I say, di ba, time passes and we can no longer bring it back. So let me share my story. My regret is I wasted my time or took me too long to finally get life right. Okay, I'm still in my journey. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm already there because no one ever gets there to whatever your there is. Okay, so and every time you go to that there, whatever your there is, it challenges you to become the next best versions of yourself. So therefore, again, it becomes a journey, and when it becomes a journey, it becomes time consuming, diba? It now takes away a chunk of our time so that we can go to our destination. So my case, it's like that. My big whys are still the same then when I didn't know anything about, the value of time. I didn't know anything about life. So, that big why is to free my family from the burdens of financial insecurity. So that each one of them, I think I got this from my mom, so that each one of them can focus on their core geniuses, their responsibilities, and their passion projects or passion for their work. Diba? So, in my family, of course, in my family, we are still, each one of us is still trying to carve out that life that ideally our parents want for us or that we want for our children. So, because of that, we tend to put in our families, we tend to set aside the things that will give us purpose, and the things that will help us establish the covenant of God here on earth, so to speak, diba? Because we end up having to balance everything out of being responsible. So, my big why is, dapat hindi ako talaga, I always say when there's a financial needs in the house, ang pera dapat hindi pinoproblema. So, because I really believe that each one should be able to, including kayo, I believe in you and your family, that each one of you should be able to focus on your core geniuses. Pera should not be a problem. That's why tapusin na kagad siya. Diba? So anyway, so that is my so my big why is to be able to free my family from the burdens of financial insecurity. But then I'm just really, as I said, I was a slow learner. Diba? I'm not only that, I'm an experiential learner, and those two have inevitably inevitably cost me time. Okay, so though I'm fortunate to have a business like ours, diba? Even if I'm getting better now or we're okay now, my mom is gone, diba? My dad is, and then on top of that, my dad is 70 plus years old. So because I want to be able to still give something back to my dad, diba? I have to double, triple, and quadruple the use of my effort, so that yung time I can maximize it. So yan. So ayun, so that I can maximize it. So aside from that, syempre, I have to also do that because I also want to give to my siblings kasi may mga pangarap din sila. Okay? So hindi naman pera-pera lang ang hinahanap ng family ko, okay? To give back. So you might get idea that I'm, I'm overtiming and maximizing time para makapagbigay na ako ng pera. No. The essence of that is to be able to set them up for success. Set them up for success, for a happy retirement, for a secure retirement in the case of my dad, as how my mom would have wanted it. So kumbaga, I guess in the magkakapatid, ako yung, maybe I saw and heard the inner, diba, desires of my mom, but she passed on at 58. That was, I think, 14 years ago. And she never really got to the part where she can follow that, establish that dream here. Her life was cut short. So because siguro ako yung parating nakakinig sa kanya, it's always me who heard her story, what she wanted for us. Maybe somehow, somewhere, it stuck to my soul. And when I was going for my big why, it turned out that it was the same, that I wanted to give to my family, so all of them will have peace of mind and can focus on their core genius. So, but now, diba, I'm already 50 cute years old, so I have to double time. I have to quadruple time. So I'm so why is it that I have, okay, so in terms of time, why is it I'm now running after it? Kasi first, just like everyone else, I chose first employment, and then I chose trad businesses. Then I chose to be a mom too, right? A homemaker. And I know that many of you have chosen also this track. So because of this, it has the time that is supposed to be for my goals and for my dreams, for my family, was eaten by these decisions and choices, diba? So if you are also in employment or trad business, many of us are there. 90% of us are in employment dependent. So literally, when this happens, we are giving them 12 hours of our time. So if you are wondering, right, ano yung first clue? Do you have it in your life? The answer is, do you have time in your life to go after your passion, to go after your dream life and or your dream business? So if the answer is no, then it already gives you an idea na, there is one freedom that I don't have. Okay? If you are busy, right? If you are busy, you have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning so that you can attend to your family. Then again, prepare yourself to work. Then prepare yourself to commute. Then be at work 9 to 5. Then prepare yourself to commute back home. And then prepare again for your family. If you are one of those who have no time even for yourself and for your dreams, then you have to really consider how, right? How can I make more time on for me as well, diba? While I also while I also carry on the responsibilities as my role in this family, or as my role to my family. So that is your first clue. Okay, so if your job is eating all your time, that means you have that's zero freedom. Out of the five, four freedoms na one down, wala ka nun. So that's one down, you have no time. So that's one thing that you have to add there in your goals. I want to have time, and time for what? Okay. So second, the second of the four clues of freedom, options. Okay. One of the things that I love in our business, okay, aside from giving us our time back, it also gives us more option. Okay. Let me share a story with you. Way back in 2014, when we were 2 million in debt, o di ba grabe? My husband also lost his job, and we were just starting in our Usana business. And at that time, kami yung 10 kahig, di ba? That story, isang tuka life. Grabe. Every time I say that, umiikot yung tiyan ko. I still feel the trauma of that life, and I don't ever want to go back there. So there was a time during this period na in 1 week we had no more food, no money to pay Meralco, no money to buy food, no money to send our children to school because he studied 2 hours away from our place, di ba? So I learned but because we just started in this business, this is during that period, this was also how I learned to retail our products. So short-term needs yung tinutukan ko muna. And I figured maybe, right? Maybe even if I just sold one product, maybe kaya ko naman, right? Maybe I can sell one and make at least 500 pesos. And if I can come up with 500 bucks, my son can now go to school. Okay? So I texted a friend that whom I've never met. I only received Christmas greetings from her because she is a co-parent there way back from a co-parent of my son in high school. So I decided to share. She was a co-parent, but we have never met her. I just know her because diba, they have those mga syllabus, mga parents like that, yan. So anyway, so I texted that friend na hindi ko kakilala, and I shared the info with her and asked if she would like to try it. And in less than a minute, she actually replied, sige. Okay, so I made my first 500 pesos here from that time. So this made me realize that it's not that it is easy to share it's easy to share our product. And then it also made me realize if it is that easy, then maybe I can look for more peeps, more friends that I can share the products with. So I asked my husband for names of his classmates, and he gave me a few. And I have few that, again, I have not met. So I introduced myself in the text and shared the same info and asked again if they wanted to try it because I can get it and deliver it to them. And in less than 5 minutes, I was able to raise that time in 2014 7,900 and retail profit, diba? So that week, nabayaran ko yung Meralco, nabayaran ko yung nakabili kami ng food, and of course, my son could go to school for the rest of the week. The next week, syempre, if you're 10 kahig, isang tuka, you do it by chunks, di ba? This week muna, and then that week. So for that week, we had our peace of mind. So what did that? So the fact that I was able to pay Meralco, send my son to school for the rest of the week, have food from I don't remember if that were a Tuesday or Wednesday until the weekend. Diba? My food kami until the weekend. That gave me it gave me more option, diba? And when we have more options in our lives, the more peace of mind we have. Options is something we don't have. In my story, what you will notice is that kaya ako nagka-option because we had money. See, options is something that we don't have. Because options, the ones that we like, are choices. Options and decisions, we don't have them because we don't have money. And sometimes we have money, sometimes we even have honey pero no money. So which brings me to the third okay, to the third clue. So again, if the first clue is, the first clue of freedom is, do you have time? The second clue is, do you have options in your life as you want it to be? Options, and do you have are you able to make decisions that you truly like? Because that's what options give. Okay. Third, money, diba? So sorry to say, guys, there is no such thing as free happy. Everything has cost. So kung huli ka rin sa balita, if you are late and have not heard this, there are already many studies that show that show and prove that money brings happiness. Okay? And if you still believe that money is the root of all evil, again, it's also not true, because lately people are realizing that money is only an amplifier. Money is a tool, and that it is only an amplifier of our character, yung ating pagkatao. Inulit ko na to before, uulitin ko ulit. If masama tayo, masama rin kung paano natin gagamitin to. Walang values, di ba, that will influence our spending capacity. So, ikaw lang ang makakasagot niyan, di ba? Ikaw lang makakasabi, if masama akong tao, I definitely will end up using my money in corrupt ways, di ba? So, my point here though is, if we have financial wellness or freedom, we have, ikaw lang din ang makakasagot niyan. So, tanungin mo, pag may pera ba ako, let's say now, I have 5 million pesos, nanalo ako sa loto, anong gagawin ko sa kanya? 'Di ba? So, if you think kunwari tonight mo nakuha, tomorrow morning, what's the first thing that you will do with it? And then anong gagawin mo sa 2 days later, 3 days later? Pag niyaya ka sa ganito, anong gagawin mo, 'di ba? So that's the only way you will that's the only way you will know, by simulating how you will behave around money. Doon mo malalaman kung masama kang tao or mabait kang tao. So, while you still don't have, 'di ba, that kind of money, you still don't come from that kind of money, I suggest you do what I do every morning, especially before, not as often. I think pretty much now, especially when I'm praying, right, for our financial wellness. I also, what is that income that I want? What is that income that will give us peace of mind? Then I come up with the figure. Is it 800,000? Is it 500,000? Is it 1.5 million? So if I have 1.5 million, how do I know that I have the discipline, and I have respect for that, for that blessing that came, and respect for the effort that I put in, so that that money can come in. So what I do, as I told you before, diba, I take the calculator and I go 1.5 million. So syempre, automatically, because our psychological is very small, and we have been living in sampung kahig isang tuka for a long time, malamang uunahin mo yung basic needs mo, bayad ng kuryente, bayad ng rent, pagkain, tuition, and all that, diba? That's the one day millionaire. But what I do is, I already know, right? I have a fixed figure for my monthly. So what I do first is, and then I made a list. How am I going to be as a person, as a wealthy person? How am I going to conduct myself and my behavior in this world? What do I want out of it? So because also living in sampung kahig isang tuka kind of life, I've also gotten used to computing first for my basic needs, diba? Taking that out first kasi fearful tsaka poor, diba? So now, binabaliktad ko na. I first put the philanthropic projects, diba? I deduct the philanthropic projects, then the investment, then the success setup of my kids, then the travel, and then the savings. Lahat yun dapat. Savings pala muna. Savings, investments, savings, investments, success setup, philanthropic projects, and sometimes binabaliktad ko, philanthropic projects, savings, diba? Para masanay ako, para maging top of mind siya. So any of those two. But since I already know the amount that I want for the philanthropic project, so it can come after savings. Kasi doon pa ako potentially mahina. So I go savings, investment, success setup, travels, what else? And then family, diba? Family and philanthropic causes, okay? So, ang philanthropic causes ko is, of course, to end poverty and not to give ayuda, okay? Because I want to teach people how to fish. Isa yun, diba? So, I have to come up with a program. I have to see I have to come up with an institute. I have to find an institutional partner that does this. So maybe I know Habitat for Humanity, Gawad Kalinga does this. They do build homes for the help the build homes for the poor, but there is a sense of accountability. Diba? Those who are awarded the homes in Habitat for Humanity and also Gawad Kalinga, I know that they also have to pay their monthly dues, right? Sort of like their amortization, and also find, I think, also set themselves up for a business or a job. Yun. So yun yung mga gusto kong project. Okay? Or maybe, and if I have that, later na kasi meron pang isang clue. So, yun nga, money is an important, very important clue and tool to that freedom. Because if you don't have money, you won't have time, you won't have options, diba? And of course, you will always be living in, and this will always be a cycle of poverty. So you have to consider that. Again, now pa lang, pagbutihan mo na yung pagkatao mo para pag yumaman ka, di ba? Ready ka na. Okay? So next, power. 4. Okay? When I say power, it does not mean corruptive powers or evil powers just because nagkapera ka, because you can afford your time, you can afford your options, you can afford your decisions. What I mean by this is power that we no longer have to give up our time and to give up our options. Our time for our time for a measly minimum wage or time for employment, 'di ba? We no longer have to give up our time for someone else's dreams either. We now have the power to set up our own dreams. We no longer have to think that the government is useless, 'di ba? Tayo pa yung malamang will be able to help through our taxes. Okay? So more importantly, we no longer have to find blames for our situation kasi the solutions are within reach. So, yun, that's power. So, power also means, so in other words, guys, power here means that we can govern and direct our lives as we please towards healthy forms of happiness and dreams and dreams. So, syempre, so when we can govern and direct our lives towards the healthy forms of happiness and dreams natin, this is sort of like similar to having option, but on a more profound or on a more solid basis. Diba? Kasi once you have this, once you have the power to govern your life and direct your life, so that means marami na kayong pwedeng gawin. Diba? Not only for yourselves, not only for your family, but also for mankind. O yan, di ba? So number 5, contributions. Okay, so what are the first four clues? Okay, how do you know that you have freedom, or how do you know what freedom is, what freedom you must have in your life? Time, options, money, power. Okay? Positive power, hindi kili-kili power. Power, ha? Not corruptive power, not evil powers. Power to govern your lives and govern and direct your lives as you please towards healthy forms of happiness and dreams. Again, sa legal, moral, ethical. What is the 5th? Ako, 7:42 pa lang tayo. Anong gagawin natin? Maybe magsa-shout out tayo. So, yeah, I think we should do a shout out now. Okay? So, before the 5th. So, bago yon, shout out of gratitude muna to my team, right? To sila Edwin, sila Martha, sila Pauline, even Gay, Antoinette, right? And Ian in the US, and Neil in Bahrain. So sila yung aking mga bagong business partners. So thank you for your trust, diba? And I'm really hoping that we can, I'm really fighting for, not just hoping, I'm really fighting for your first rank promotion because you guys deserve it. Diba? Last night when I was praying, I was telling God, you know what? You know, these guys are far better than me when I started. They have great attitude, they have willingness to learn, and they also take actions. Hindi sila pasaway. Well, I kind of have one, pero kasi iba naman yung case niya. Di ba? Pero still, learning curve pa rin yun. They're going through, but they're already on the positive note. So I was telling God na thank you, God, that we will be able to achieve our goals 100%. Okay? So ako naman, on my end, I'm because of their trust, I really every day pray that I will have the strength, the endurance, the wisdom, right? And the wisdom to direct them towards their goals. So to all my teammates, maraming salamat. Also to Coach Clem, di ba, for continuing to order. So speaking also of orders, yung ding mga users ko na nag-order pa rin today, di ba, natutuwa. I'm really happy because you guys really contribute to my peace of mind, right? To me, my peace of mind, to Miss Flo, to Coach Clem, and to Ronnie, and who else is out there? To Jen, sino pa ba? Robert, di ba? Lahat kayo. Dennis, Jobs, marami. So I can't. But basically, they were the ones who recently ordered from me and bulk, and I'm really grateful. So maraming salamat din sa inyo. Kayo ang nagbibigay kulay sa buhay ko. And of course, the mentor pin, di ba? Who really is staying with me. Please get well soon. Please get well soon. I'm really happy because I'm really happy because you've been busy because you are again being asked by the corporate to trainings in Thailand and Indonesia Zoom way, but still, diba, that's really that really inspires me, diba, and I really want to do better because of you, so that I can be there for you then when you ask me, diba, for when you ask me to run with you, to kumbaga run with the wolves. So yan, and who else? At Mentor Laika and to Doc Candy, diba, I wouldn't be here. I'm really grateful na miss ko kayo nung ako yung kailangan mag-open ng Zoom ko. Sobrang miss ko kayo. So I felt alone. But nevertheless, it was a learning curve also for me. And now diba, there's always someone like a day one, diba? So don't be afraid. One of the things that I recently learned in our training, sabi, go in scared. Actually, sa totoo lang, diba? Basta legal, moral, ethical ha. If it's in our industry, right? Non-legal, moral, ethical. Go in scared. Ako, sobrang favorite ko yun because I know, I'm excited to see, diba? There's a saying na, let the pieces fall where they may lie. So if you go in scared, kahit hindi mo alam, basta legal, moral, ethical, diba? Test it and then watch where everything falls, diba? Kung may tumama, be grateful. Pag ano yung mga hindi tumama, pick them up because those are your lessons and they are also your directions. So that's what I am excited about. Ayun. So when I had to, we were forced to have our own Zoom presentation because taga-US and nosebleed English yung guest namin. I saw what I needed to improve, and now it's part of the pipeline on how we can also duplicate, diba, a system like Extreme 111 into this team. So yon. Okay, so to all those those that I have mentioned, thank you very much. And love, peace, prosperity, happiness, joy, and protection po sa inyong lahat. Stay safe and healthy 24/7. Yan, okay? So, going back, guys. Tapos na tayo mag-shoutout kasi we filled up the time. It's 7:47. Is there anything else that you want me to say here? So, again, 5 clues, diba, to freedom. So I've already mentioned time, options, money, power. And again, hindi evil power at hindi rin kili-kili power, ha? The power to govern our lives and direct it to the towards our healthy forms of happiness and dreams. Ano pa? So 5th, last, contributions, okay? Actually, when I was writing this, meron din ako pang naisip kanina, but I thought it was already too long. It is enough for you to guide you, diba? This is enough for you to show you what your North Compass is, diba? Where should you be headed? Where should your life be set sailing to? Okay? So number 5, contributions. Alam nyo ba guys, we all have the propensity to give back. Okay? That is our nature. The problem is, we have no time, no options, no money, and no power. So because of that, we also aren't able to make significant contributions to the world, diba? So I'm sure you don't want to just okay. So hindi kayo makabigay ng big contributions to the world. So let me take you to the big picture. When, okay, you already have time, options, money, and good power. O, ayan ha. I'm sure guys, you don't just want to give ayuda or small help. You want to help end poverty. O, 'di ba? Mas maganda pili ka, right? I'm sure also that you don't want to be just tagabili ng, customer of Big Pharma, of Mercury, 'di ba? Or magbigay ng ambag to someone who is sick. Diba? Because I'm sure between that, diba, donating to someone who's sick or buying medicine or buying just nutritionals, I'm sure that between that, you prefer to contribute to donate, let's say to end cancer research or end a particular disease research. So alin ang mas gusto mo, diba? But if you have no time, no options, no money, no good power, you can't do this. Oh, what else? I'm sure, diba, when it comes to environmental, I'm sure that being more than being a keyboard warrior, right? And talking about environmental issues, you prefer to have the ability to donate to planting trees in 10 mountains, diba? And help change or end climate change threats. So that's what that's what having these 5 clues to freedom give you, diba? And when you look at all of them, isn't that actually the purpose of why we are all here, diba? To be able to inspire others, to be able to live a life of purpose, to be able to leave a legacy, right? One that generations will copy and emulate. So yun, sorry. So yun. So out of the 5 clues, guys, the 5th one, contribution is the most powerful level. Okay? Pag nakarating ka na dito, so eto na yon, eto na yung iuwi natin kay Lord, 'di ba? This is what we will be this will be our answer to God when He asks us, what did you do when you were on earth? And you're going to say, I established your covenant there by developing, diba? Developing, growing, right? And sharing my talents and my gifts, okay? So, speaking of, yung iuwi mo, this reminds me of a story. Di ba tayong Pinoy, hilig natin, especially one time when Henry C. passed away or someone else passed away na mayaman, nakikita ko sa mga comment, wala talagang nagagawa ang pera. Hindi mo talaga nadadala sa langit yan. Pwede ba, pakitapon na yun? Di ba? Sobrang sour grape. It goes to show that we never flexed for our lives, na hindi tayo nag-effort, that we just stayed ordinary. Because hindi naman yun yung minimeasure ni God doon. It's not the money. Hindi mo siya madadala. Pero ang tanong, iniwanan mo ba ng utang yung pamilya mo? 'Di ba? Ang tanong, yung bang pera mo nakatulong sa pamilya mo at sa ibang, sa building ng communities or building causes that will benefit mankind. So, next time that you what they call this condescending, 'di ba? This condescending thought na hindi mo naman madadala yung pera sa heaven, isipin mo, grabe no, hindi ko nga siya madadala, wala naman ako. So wala rin ako na-contribute. Wala rin ako nabigay, wala rin ako na-establish na covenant ni God here on earth. So mag-isip ka. So next time, ang gawin mo, ask instead, like Henry C., how did he get there? He got there by hard work, diba? He got there by diligence, by perseverance, by faith. So each step of the way, diba? Each step of the way, yumaman siya ng yumaman ng yumaman. And true, when that day came that he left this earth, ang dala, hindi niya dala yung pera niya, pero dala niya yung kwento. How he, diba? How he persevered, how he became, how he was consistent, how he grew and shared his talents and gifts, how it has changed, diba? The way, how it has changed even the economy on a larger scale of the Philippines. Because sila rin naman, diba, these families are the ones that also are also the government lean towards, so because they provide jobs, diba? Hindi na dala yung pera, pero yung kwento, how many jobs did Henry C. take with him, build while he was here with all his malls. I remember way back when my brother-in-law was still in, he used to work for SM, sabi niya, yung department store pa lang ng SM nationwide, at time, 200, iba pa yung number ng malls, o diba? Diba? So doon yung siya titingnan. Of course, hindi niyo to nakikita niya yaman na matay, hindi mo talaga nadadala sa heaven yan. Diba? So look at him. When he passed away, many paid tribute sa kanya. So he may not have been able to bring the money, but he was able to leave and establish a covenant here of God, a covenant of God here. He was one of the instruments. So mamili ka. Before you even shun, diba, that freedom, for you to have freedom, you must have money first so that you can have time, you can have more options, you can have good power, and you can finally contribute. So, so these are the five clues to the freedom. So today it's Independence Day. So I hope that today you will finally step into the road to freedom, diba? Go in scared, basta legal, moral, ethical. Okay, tandaan nyo, if you go illegal, unethical, immoral, that means you're entertaining fear, diba? You're entertaining fear. Even if lumaki yung pera mo, 'di ba? Even if yumaman yung family mo, 'di ba? Pero corrupt ka naman, wala ka namang naiwang na-establish na legacy dito or covenant ni God dito. So, yun yung yumaman nga. Pero yan, pwede ka maging condescending sa mga corrupt. Okay lang yun. Okay lang. Pero again, don't focus na your attention on them because it will not make you naman moneyed. And then, di ba, kung we're always focusing on the nega, hayaan mo na si Lord ang magusta sa kanila. Okay? So it's 7:56. We filled up the time. Here's my message before I go. So let me end on this note. ID 12 or Independence Day is not just about history, di ba? It can be though your own history starting today. It's not even about sovereignty of our nation. That nation is made up of peoples like us. So to be able to exercise this freedom is what builds us as one, as a nation. That is how we gain our people power, ika nga, diba? That is how we really gain the true meaning of sovereignty. So that is as far as parang how analogy ko for ID4. Okay, we become a people if we have these 5 freedom. And why 5 freedom? We become sovereign. But again, let me remind you, diba I said happiness is synonymous to freedom. So here, happiness and or freedom are both work. They require us to take steps to leap even when we don't see what's on the other side, to jump higher, to break out of our shells, to be diligent, to show up consistently each day, or to persevere. Yan po ang requirement of all these freedom. They require us to have a smart vehicle as well. Basta legal, yun yung requirement. And it also requires us to have a smart vehicle, basta legal, moral, and ethical. Now, these 5 clues tell you what you don't have. Diba? You don't have money, you don't have time, you don't have options in life, you don't have power, and you don't have the capacity to contribute to mankind. So it's up to you to start creating a destination, diba? And map out where do you want to be. So if they are your north, so if money, time, options, good power, and contributions are your North Star, kumbaga, it's up to you to, if that is your those are your destination, it's up to you on how you will create a map to reach these 5 clues or these five freedom. Okay? All I know is, guys, there's no such thing as wala na akong magagawa. Okay? And the other thing that I know is that more so, it's not usually found in the traditional side. Maraming nalulugi sa traditional side because many don't know how to operate a business that will allow them to become money, to have time, to have more options, to have more good power, and to be able to contribute. Pero here on our side, if you really want it, nandito, because nandito yung team, nandito yung tulungan, nandito yung skills transfer, nandito yung what else? System transfer, nandito rin yung knowledge transfer, nandito rin yung coaching, nandito rin yung mentoring. Kaya naman dito din sa loob, marami din ang sinasabi ko, in our side of the fence, in the non-trad side, success is common. O, diba? Ang saya. So, nagkakatulungan. So, anyway, so yun lang. So, if you're, so, what I'm trying to say there is, there's no such thing as walang magagawa. Okay? So, to reach his 5 freedom. All right? So, again, it's up to you to start creating a destination and the map on how you can reach these 5 clues. All right. So I guess that's a wrap for tonight. And I will see you guys again next Saturday. Okay. This is DJ Chin saying have a full week of miracles ahead, and saying today could be your own Independence Day. Okay. Good night and happy thoughts, guys. Mwah.